You're down. Been working on this for a while and I'm doing some poetry tomorrow. So I thought, well, I might see if I can still remember this one. It's an old Murray Hartin poem called Turbulence. And used to be pretty popular around the stock camps and all that sort of thing. So I'll give it a bash. Here's the tale of Billy Hayes from out near Alice Springs. A wild young ringer in his day, he done some crazy things. He jumped bulls over fences, raced a cold up Ayers Rock. Said his legs weren't built for walking, they were made for riding stock. A legend round the rodeo from Ayler on to Broome. An untried horse at 6 a.m, the saddle broke by noon. No form of equine foolery Bill wasn't game to try. Only one thing ever spooked him. He was way too scared to fly. If I was meant to do it, I'd have feathers and a beak. You take the plane there in a day, I'll drive and waste a week. I'm told they're safe as houses and mechanically they're sound, but I don't see no rope or bridle, so I'm sticking on the ground. Anyway, Billy got a phone call from his mate in Adelaide. Seemed he'd got his girl in trouble, so the wedding cards were played. Oh, Bill, I don't care how you do it, you can beg or steal or borrow. But mate, you got to catch a plane. Because the big day's on tomorrow. Get off! Conan! Oh, Billy cursed and spat and said, don't be bloody coot. He knows I jump on anything that's coming out of chute. I caught stayers in a Kia, caught bulls get off their brain. Never thought there'd come a day I'd have to catch a plane. He landed at the airport and Bill thought this was it. And the lady at the counter asked, where would you like to sit? You know that black box thing they always seem to find? Well, sit me right inside if you wouldn't bloody mind. Well, the girl just smiled politely and said, I'll just take your bag. And Bill said, I don't think so. And by the way, it's called a swag. Well, Bill was sweating buckets by the time they cleared the strip. He had his seatbelt on that tight, he was bleeding from the hip. Then the captain crackled something. Bill asked the hostess what was said. Sir, you'd better buckle up. There's some turbulence ahead. Turbulence? What's that? Sir, it's pockets caused by heat. And when it gets severe, it can throw you from your seat. Throw me, I'll be buggered. He pushed his seat right back, wrapped his legs around his swag and stuck his left hand through the strap. He jammed down his Akubra. He was ready now to ride. And when things got pretty bumpy, Billy yelled, outside! Well, the plane, she dropped 1,000 feet, rose up 500 more. When his head near hit the ceiling, he gave a mighty roar. I rolled all through the territory and never come unstuck. So give me all you got, big bird, and buck, you bastard buck. There seemed no way to tame this creature. It had 10 gears in reverse. Didn't worry Billy, he just bucked on through the first. He done somersaults and spins on this mongrel mount from hell. He yelled out to the pilot, for Christ's sake, ring the bell. Bill was bleeding from the bugle, he had cuts above both eyes. And if you weren't there on the spot, you'd probably think I'm telling lies. He'd done the insides, he'd been upside down, done inside spins. Oh, fuck that one up. Been upside down, inside out, done flips and triple spins. You might have seen some great rides in your time, but hands down, Billy wins. While the flight returned to normal, Bill was flat out on the deck. Still stuck to his swag, but he looked a bloody wreck. He pulled himself together, stood up and raised his hat. I've had some tough trips in my time, but never one like that. An 8-second spin on Alice proves you're made of sturdy stuff. I was only on there a minute, but I reckon that's enough. Well, the first class folk were dumbstruck at this crazy ringer's feat. But Bill just grabbed the crownie and he walked back to his seat. Well, years have passed and Bill's long give the bucking game away. Too many breaks and dusty miles for far too little pay. But now flying's not a problem. In fact, he'd rather fly than ride. And when you talk about his maiden voyage, his chest puffs out with pride. You can talk about your Rocky Neds and that old chainsaw bloke. I'd ride them both without a rope and roll the bloody smoke. There's cowboys round who think they're hot, but they ain't tasted heat till they've ridden time on Turbulence for 30,000 feet. Thanks. Good one, Murray.